Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the ESL CM Storm Arena at Gamescom Cologne 2013. We are here, of course, if you just joined us, for the Season 2 finals of the World of Tanks European Pro League. And I tell you what, it has been quite the day so far. The two bottom seeds have actually come through to the winners bracket, but we'll get onto that in just a sec. We're going to pass it over to our casters and give you guys a bit of a recap of what's happened so far today.
Thank you so much. And well, an upset is a little bit of an understatement these days. We have seen, as he said, the bottom two seeds actually stepping up. It's been unbelievable. The likes of Kazna crew, who everyone doubted, managed to take the victory, and no one expected it. Absolutely no one. And then you only have to look to Evil Panda squad as well, who stepped up when it mattered. This has been an insane day so far. No one could have predicted this. If you looked at the results on paper, if you'd seen the stats, if you'd gone through the season previously, and every time they've met up before, every single matchup has been an upset. And this is why we love what we're getting to see. So hopefully you guys will be able to get a little bit of a graphic up in just a moment to be able to actually take you through exactly what's been happening. So let's have a look at exactly what's been going on. So as we saw at the very start, Mouse Sports against Evil Panda Squad. Now, Evil Panda Squad got that in a 3-0 fashion. Now, bear in mind, Evil Panda Squad were nowhere near Mouse Sports in the season. Mouse Sports were ranked 3, and Kazna crew up against Denova. That's the biggest shock for me, because Kazna crew, they are not an offline team in any way, shape, or form. So that little battle going on between these two has been an upset through and through. I don't know what to make of Evil Panda Squad against Kazna crew, because I didn't expect it at all. I don't think any of us did. We didn't go, oh, we should get the prep done for that one, because that could happen. The odds of it were so slim, it was unbelievable, but somehow they have done it. Now, last time these guys have faced off, actually, I believe it was Kazna crew who won both games, which is impressive stats. But how are you feeling about this? Because you've been playing this game, you know this game, and this has just blown everything we knew out of the water. See,
Kazna crew always seem to do really well against Evil Panda Squad, even if they're not doing so well in the season as a whole. So, Season 1, they first met up against Evil Panda Squad. They'd actually managed to beat them 3-0. And then later in that season, they beat them 3-1. So, that's the only win Evil Panda Squad has ever had against Kazna crew, because in this season, they won 3-0 both times. So we're expecting Kazna crew to take it. But I mean, it's about who turns up today. We expected Mouse Sports to win. We expected Denova to win. And the way Evil Panda Squad have been playing, I don't know what to expect. I'm expecting a 3-2 first of all.
It's got to be. There's no way this can go to a 3-0.
No, there's just no way.
Surely not.
I mean, these are the best two teams today. That's what it's all about. You know, these two teams have really stepped it up. Evil Panda Squad 3-0ing Mouse Sports Ruhenberg. Prokhorovka, 2 spectacular games, and then absolutely crushing them on Himmelsdorf. And then, you know, Kazna crew once again stepping up. Although I don't think it was quite as much of a rollover as a shock, maybe, as Mouse Sports versus the Evil Panda Squad. But I think we're in for a real thriller here, as I think we have the two teams best on today. I'm just really looking forward to getting to it.
I cannot believe it, but we are going to be heading back onto the stage so you guys can kind of get a reminder of who you're seeing. You've seen them once before, but it's time to see them again. Let's bring the two teams who've really shocked everyone. Let's go back to stage.
Well, that's it. You guys already know and love them, but once again, I'd like you to welcome to the stage from Kazna crew, Still Mojo! It's been a while since I've seen you. How you been?
Oh, perfectly fine, thank you.
Oh, good. Now, we're in a bit of an unexpected position for some. Some hoped you guys would be here, but not many expected you guys to get through so well. What's the recipe for Kazna crew's success so far?
Yell a lot and practice.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Are you guys fairly familiar with, you know, for this next match? Obviously, you're going to be going up against Evil Panda Squad. Are you guys familiar with these guys? Have you played much against them? Do you have the, you know, the special tactics? Do you have the information, or are you playing blind? Obviously, you played them before in the league, but do you have a set plan for these guys?
We never prepare against the team. We always prepare for ourselves, and that's it. They're a good team. We played a lot of times, but that's it. We just play our game.
Some wise words there as well. The greatest enemy is ourselves. Well, thank you for that. We're going to get Sony as well to come up from Evil Panda Squad. Give him a hand. Gotta love that music. Now, you guys came through in that first match of the day against Mouse Sports with a ripper or a 3-0 massive victory with a massive YOLO, obviously down the road in Himmelsdorf. How do you guys pump yourself up before an important game?
Yeah, in the first match we play our games, we play what we can, and in second match we want to replay it, to play our best games and win.
Now tell me, who on Evil Panda squad is the player to watch? Who is your secret weapon? Who is there any one player that you want everyone to sort of watch? Is he got something special for us?
No, we have full team. Full team is really skilled, really good players, and the most important is team play. Not only one player, but team play.
Fantastic. Right, gentlemen, we'll have you to shake on hands and we'll get this one underway. We are in the winners bracket. The two bottom seeds now coming out to take each other on here to move forward to the next winners bracket stage. We're going to hand it over to our casters and give us a bit of a preamble for the match. Take it away, Pansy and Laughter.
Thank you so much, and what a chat they had between them. I love the little bit of how they prepare of that. You know, they're focused on themselves. They don't look at the opponent. They don't want to change how they're playing. They're just completely dedicated to making sure they are on their game. And that's important at this level, that they're comfortable. You don't start changing things up. You might take in mind what the opposition may do, their game style, but not changing and just sticking with it. That's pretty nice to hear. These guys look confident, they look ready, and you can see them on the screens, the Evil Pandas, looking calm this time. They've cooled down a bit. They're not looking so jovial, let's just say, but they've chilled out and they look focused.
Yeah, they're looking pretty cool. I mean, Sony's got his game face on, so is Zenith. I think, you know, with Evil Panda squad, they're such an experienced team. You know, they are pretty much one of the founding fathers of World of Tanks 7-on-7. I remember them playing in the first Go for Whatever, which was in like 2011. So they've been around for a while. These players have been around the block. Kazna crew, not quite as experienced, although they've been around for a very long time as well. So, you know, experience is almost on par in many respects. What we're expecting from these two teams, we're expecting some thrilling battles. I mean, Kazna crew have shown how it's done. Evil Panda squad have shown how it's done. And I just think, you know, it's the battle of the two titans. I love these two teams. I love them to bits. Two of my favorite teams to watch. And I just can't wait what we're going to see here. I mean, we're expecting Kazna crew to win on paper. But the way Evil Panda squad have been playing today, there's almost no point predicting it. I think, you know, city maps will be Evil Panda squads. I think that goes hands down. But then as soon as you move on to your Mines and your Prokhorovkas, then you're going to be seeing some really spectacular play from Kazna crew. But, you know, Evil Panda squad have stepped it up, and they just need to continue progressing, not give away too much, hope that they can perhaps improve their later game, something they've been struggling with throughout the season. With Kazna crew, they just need to, you know, keep the momentum up. They're always very good at the beginning, and they start to peter out towards the end. But yeah, both teams just preparing, just waiting on what maps we'll be getting for the first few rounds.
Now, you said that one type of map will desperately favor one of these teams. What maps do you think we're going to see here?
I think Himmelsdorf and Ruhenberg and Enska are kind of Evil Panda squads. I do like the way they play on city maps, although, you know, there's perhaps better teams out there for that. But, you know, Kazna crew have always been the team for Mines and stuff. It's the whole way their team works. It's all about synergy. It's all about, you know, the fact that they're all really good friends in real life, and it kind of all works so well together. And that's what really counts on Mines and Abbey, Prokhorovka, Steps, all those, you know, kind of open maps, or at least hybrid open maps. So that's going to be really interesting to see. As you can see, Palau on your screens now. We've got Runes in the middle, all fantastic players.
Oh, look at that
nice
for team play. That's pretty sweet.
That is nice.
Bit of bromance going on. Nothing wrong with that. Kazna crew, as you said, they're like a family. A little bit of love there. And obviously they are just going to get themselves ready for this one. Guys, thank you for sitting down and enjoying the World of Tanks today. We have had some insane upsets. And all you lovely looking gentlemen in the crowd look like you're ready for this one. So don't go anywhere just as yet, because this game will be underway nice and quickly. They look like they're ready. I was chatting away to the guys in a couple of lounges. They were relaxing, trying to, you know, watch the other games. And well, the upsets have been flying in thick and fast. I don't think anyone expected the Kazna crew to know the scoreline. No. I don't think even Panda squad was saying to me, we can't believe that they pulled that off. No one expected it. Literally, we were chatting away. They were both getting, you know, they were getting the Red Bull in. You know, they were having a Dr Pepper. They were chilling out, and literally they just went, I can't believe it. They did not expect this team to be here. I don't think they expected to be here, but still, this is absolutely incredible. So hopefully we will find out what maps we'll be seeing these guys going head-to-head on. But make sure you get your predictions in here, folks, because right now that is the biggest thing, really, is who the hell is going to win this one? Last time they met up, it's all been Kazna Crew's show. But Kazna Crew are not a LAN team. Them turning up here and doing what they did was an upset within itself. But can they do it again? That is the question. We do have the maps here. What do you now think will the scoreline be?
It's actually a very interesting set of map picks we have here. Usually we see, teams warming up on Ensk and stuff, but so far we've seen no Ensk. All the teams have been banning it out for some reason, not liking that one at all. First map will be Abbey, a map we haven't seen so far. So
I love Abbey.
I really do love Abbey. It's such an interesting map to watch. Really looking forward to that one.
For sure.
Next we have Steps and then Prokhorov. So our two open maps, second and third, we'll be definitely seeing those. And then we move on to our more city-like maps. We've got Ruhenberg and Himmelsdorf as 4th and 5th. So that's going to be interesting to see if we get to those 4th and 5th rounds. We said we probably will see a 3-1, perhaps a 3-2 here. These two teams have been so close. I would say, just judging on the first few games, Evil Panda Squad looked like the more, they want it more. They really showed how Mousesports how it's done. Kazna Crew played more of the standard game. Dinova made a lot of mistakes, I think it's so important to remember. Still Mojo touched on it then. Teams have got to the stage where it's not like they're really preparing for each other. They're just trying to get rid of their own mistakes. And that's what it's really about. It's so often about little problems between the team communications as opposed to, oh no, look, I missed this shot or I was in the wrong position here and there. It's the little mistakes within the team as opposed to the team you're playing. So that's the last thing they want. They never want to lose because they've beaten themselves.
Very true. Very true. Hopefully we'll be getting the invites nice and quickly. We are just waiting to receive them. And once we do, we'll be getting into this one. But I just don't know what to make of this. I don't know if I can even take Kazna Crew's previous results against these guys really to heart. They've been 3-0s, but Kazna Crew did not look anywhere near as strong as Evil Panda Squad. The guys on your screen right now, they have been a force to be reckoned with so far. And I just don't know what to make of this. Predict me a scoreline and the winner right now.
I'm going to go 3-2. I've said it before, towards Evil Panda Squad. But with 3-2s, it's not like a team's better than another team. Like a 3-2 is okay. You've played 4 rounds. You're on your 5th one, and whoever just gets good on that round, whoever's just won that round is important. You've proved yourself twice already. Both teams have both got 2 wins under the belt, and then the other one just comes along and just nudges ahead. So I think a 3-2 is a respectable scoreline for both teams. We're just going to have to see how that one plays out. Both teams just testing out that everything is working perfectly. Obviously, we got some new HUD, which shows very cool stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying that at home. That will be part of Season 3 as well. But now we're in the Season 2 finals here at Gamescom Germany. Evil Panda Squad versus Kazna Crew, just waiting to get into these games. Once again, those maps, Abbey, Steps, Prokhorovka, Himmelsdorf, Ruhenberg, with Ensk and Mines being banned out. Why do you think these teams are not liking Mines these days? I mean, we really haven't seen that much of it in this season.
No, you're completely correct. I don't know. It's such a clashing map, though, but it can be defined by player mistakes. Like, one individual player can cost you that map, because that mid-exchange, if you play it incorrectly, if you overstay your welcome, it can be ripped away from you instantly. Whereas there's always a chance of a bit of a comeback on these other maps. They're a little bit more forgiving. I always feel that Mines is a very punishing map if you make that one mistake. Now, I've got to say, I was talking to one of the other casters here, Artosis, who does actually do the Korean leagues of World of Tanks. Now, they don't like Abbey out there. They've actually taken it out of the map pool. Now, I think Abbey is a phenomenal map. I think it'd be very defining. I think it really highlights a lot of different play styles. I think we've very rarely seen draws on Abbey. It's one of those that always kind of come down to that individual play. Yeah. Some really outstanding moments. The likes of Hyber is one that you have to call out in that T69 or whatever tank he picks. He's always such a definite player. And I don't know what to make of this now. So they are just going to have their little team huddle, probably going to chat things through once again, just to make sure their minds are in the right place. You can see that's exactly what they're doing now, just focusing together, making sure everything is correct, making sure they are ready, making sure mentally they are prepared for this game, because this is the difference between a good team and a great team, the ones who can step up when it really matters. Kazna Crew were not expected to be here. No one thought they'd make it this far. They are literally the underdogs right now who are forcing their way through this. They may have good results previously online against Evil Panda Squad, but that doesn't matter right now. This is a different realm. This is a different area to be in. These guys are just going to talk it through. It's probably not strategy, it's probably just making sure they're mentally ready for this game. So hopefully they're just going to talk things through, make sure everything's correct. This is what we'll be doing, this is how we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to win. You can see Hyber there is the one chatting away more than anyone. What do you think he's saying right now?
I think he's just saying, guys, give it your best. Let's play 100%. Let's just win this on our own merits. Let's not get lucky. Let's not try anything outrageous. Let's not throw this one at all. Let's just put everything in. Let's make sure we try and iron out some of the mistakes perhaps we had against Dinova. Evil Panda Squad have these weaknesses, these strengths, these strengths. Let's play to that. Let's adapt to that. And let's just try and win this one convincingly. They'll be hoping for a 3-0 undoubtedly. We're hoping for a 3-2, but they'll be hoping for a 3-0. And I'm sure Evil Panda Squad are doing the same on the other side. You can see Pilauda is the one with the glasses on the right. We got Narlum, we got Hyber, still Mojo, the whole team just prepping. And obviously Runes in the middle. He is a fantastic motivational speaker. Also one of their new players. Key member in their team already. We have actually got invites, so we can join.
There we go, fantastic.
We can join in straight away. First thing will be tank picks on Abby. A map we haven't seen so far, so we could be seeing something unusual.
Well, I've got to point out, last time we saw Runes on this map, something heathen happened to him.
Yes.
You do remember the tumble down the hill. Maybe that's what they're talking about.
Yes.
Right, this is your moment to not do this. They're pumped up, they are ready. Evil Panda Squad look cool, calm and collected more than anything. They're not getting too hyped up yet. They're looking quite calm, to be fair. This is a little bit strange for Evil Panda Squad. Normally they're the ones, getting pumped up, getting pretty, hyper and super in it, but they're looking the cool, calm and collected ones. They're looking very together, very serious. Last time when we saw them take the first victory here, they were jumping up and down together, arms around each other. That was their moment, and they want to replicate that again. They don't want to be a one-off. They want that repeat. But Kazna crew look hungry. I don't know what to say on this. It's so unreal between these two right now.
Kazna crew are going to be so hungry for this. Still Mojo said at the beginning, guys, we definitely don't want to come last here.
Yep.
We definitely don't want to go there. Never again. They did beat Speyer last time, and then they managed to lose every other game. So they just don't want to do that again. So that's probably what's going to go through their minds. But what do you think? I said 3-2. You said perhaps a little bit more into the favour of Evil Panda Squad, as did I. But you're a Kazna crew fangirl.
I know.
Why are you traitoring your team, man?
The turncoat. What can I say? Watching Kazna crew play, they were good, but they weren't online good. They didn't have that kind of cohesion that they can have at times. They didn't seem to be that collective. But don't get me wrong, they were still good. They were still very, very strong. But I feel as though there was a little more that they just didn't have. But Evil Panda Squad had something they don't bring online. They had a whole different kind of aspect. So it's hard to deny them. I saw a stronger Evil Panda Squad here than I saw online. I saw a slightly weaker Kazna crew. I hate saying it. But then again, it's Kazna crew on Abby. This is one of the moments I've seen them have the beautiful team play where they'll happily bait for a second to know that their teammate will be there to back them up and actually get that kill, that one important kill. They've done it before, and I know they can do it again. But Evil Panda Squad are bringing so much to this. I just don't know what to make of it. But take us into the tank picks right now, because I'm getting overexcited just thinking about this one.
Evil Panda Squad, first to pick. We got AMX 1390 T1 just waiting on their pick next. So I think we haven't seen Abby so far. I'm thinking the AMX 5100 is going to be picked by one of these teams. It's usually the Southern Spawn team that picks that tank. Next pick for an Evil Panda Squad will be the T1 AMX 1390 Kazna crew. Going for that T1 AMX 1390 as well. So the French tanks to start off with, it's the most predictable pick. They're going to be pushing out the middle towards the Abbey area. So important to get the initial spots off there. Usually from the north, you can kind of creep around that Abbey and try and find your way in. There's obviously those kind of cracks in the wall you can drive through if you're a 1390 or T71, etc., etc. So T1, T69 will be the next pick from Evil Panda Squad. And yeah, Kazna crew going for that 5100. So they'll be looking for that high firepower, see if they can use that to their advantage. T69 AMX 1390 coming from an Evil Panda Squad as well. Just waiting on the last pick from Kazna crew. From the south, I'm expecting them to at least push over towards the mountain area to get some middle shots off into the Abbey, and then perhaps move on from there. Are they going to push towards the cap? Are they going to, defend their cap? It's all about that movement. I'm just certainly hoping for a cheesy move. You know, we've seen Abby before when
Hey,
the
I don't mind a bit of cheese,
You don't like a bit of cheese.
If these guys
Alright.
bring out like some hilarious cheesy move and they put the pressure onto the opposition, I'm not against that. Like, it's a little bit annoying for the team they're playing against, don't get me wrong, but I don't see them doing this right now. Although Evil Panda Squad did pull out a bit of a spale move, I don't see them doing it again.
I don't think. I don't know. It's up in the air. I think most teams have kind of worked a good tactic against that cheesy move, which is pushing all tanks into the cap from the north to the south. So we could see that. We could not. I think it's a risky strategy if a team does decide to do it. But these are your teams: Evil Panda Squad and Kazna Crew, captained by the infamous Sony and Xenef on the side of Evil Panda Squad, and obviously Kazna Crew, still Mojo, is the captain for that one. So both teams, in terms of skill, even. In terms of tactic, even. Who's going to turn up today? It's up in the air.
Well, we're going to have to find out here live on Abby. And welcome to the very first map here between Evil Panda Squad and Kazna Crew. It will be on Abby. We'll be seeing these two going head to head. But starting in the north, in the lovely blue colors, it will be Evil Panda Squad, the guys who pulled out an insane victory to kick off this day. But in the south, in that golden yellow, it will be Kazna Crew, the true underdogs here. And what are we seeing so far from these guys?
So Evil Panda Squad going towards that mountain area. We did expect that. Xenef's gone out the middle of 1390. Hasn't gone so offensive as you usually see. Kazna Crew, a little bit more unusual. They sent Still Mojo straight towards the middle with that 5100. Runes has gone far forwards. Vecco's to his right. Obviously, Hyber pushing all the way forwards in that AMX 1390. You got to remember Narlan playing that T69. It'll be so important in this map. That T178 gun, so deadly in the right hands, and he's certainly the right hands. So straight away, Kazna Crew, something a little bit unusual. We haven't seen it throughout the regular season. But will Evil Panda Squad be in a position to deal with this?
Well, Sony's already spotted Hyber there in that middle section by the Abbey itself. Hyber claiming the first here, taking down that T1, but now showing their hand. So Xenef is well aware where he is. New Multishow is keeping eyes on it, as is Pointer and Poto Mako. But the rest of Kazna Crew is all over towards that 8 line. They've really split this one through. So it's about who's going to make that real first move. Runes pushing forward towards Eclipse. Eclipse has taken down Paluda, the T1 for Kazna Crew, so a bit of a sparring battle, a bit of an exchange, excuse me, but they are just taking their time. Evil Panda Squad are making their way around now. Runes still being kept eyes on by Eclipse. Nothing too much, but Runes receiving a shell, bounces that one off. So now Runes in a bit of trouble. You can see he's under pressure. Gets a couple of shells connected, but disappears out of the eyes of Evil Panda Squad now with 8 minutes and 14 on the clock. Who's going to really break this one now?
I think this is going to be Dark Dawn to get taken down straight away. Eclipse, that could break it. Basically, the idea of Evil Panda Squad then, well, Kazna Crew then, was to put both T1s just here and here. That will proxy spots the guys on the mountainside. That will stop anything being shot from there. Evil Panda Squad trying to get the sniping shots will get spotted and get a lot of shells themselves. That didn't work out so well as those T1s were taken down by the opposition's T1, so they straight away can't do that tactic anymore. Though it was a good idea, perhaps lacking a little bit of clarity. But still Mojo's there, left on his own in the middle of the 5100. It is a box on wheels, very easy to hit. The rest of his team's kind of petered off towards the mountainside. They're going to try and catch Evil Panda Squad on the rotate as they come around. We've got Runes and Vecco in those AMX 3090s pushing along the bottom. Hyber Narlam's going to take the top row, but look at Runes. He's down to 765 already in that 5100. But Kazna Crew, they're going to be able to come up from behind Evil Panda Squad, and they're going to absolutely destroy them. Poto Mako's in trouble.
Poto Mako now being surrounded by Kazna Crew, gets taken down almost immediately by Narlam. Now the rest of Evil Panda Squad swinging into action. Pointer and New Multishow making their way through, trying to catch him in the bottleneck now, taking the damage towards Vecco. 5 turn 8 left onto him, but here comes EGS as well. Further damage down onto Vecco. Now focus onto Runes. Hyber goes low as well. This is not going well for Kazna. They're not executing as well as they thought, but this is a real slugging battle. Narlan now comes around the man who executed the first. New Mojo has to back away, look for the better way through. Xenef finding Still Mojo elsewhere, but Hyber now focused down. 608, Pointer still going forward. They've got to retract back. find that inch of cover that could make all the difference. Pointer, 135, this could be the downing of him. Oh, that shell could have been his death, but he somehow avoids. Pointer will find the frag onto Veko and bring this one just about back into the hands of EPS now, making the move, going a little bit more aggressive. Pointer looking to take the damage towards Narlem now. Further fire comes in, it connects as well. 588, Narlem has to get the hell out of there as Evil Panda Squad are not going out without a fight. EJS now makes his way around the corner, looking towards Narlem. Gets one chill off, 350 left on him. 113, but will they expect Hyber there? It doesn't matter, EJS has done the damage. Hyber too late to the party, it seems, as now Runes is being focused. Zenith from the rear. This is incredible from Evil Panda Squad, applying pressure from just about everywhere. Rune swings around, does get the reply frag. Rune's picked up 2 actually at the moment, as now New Multi-Show in a world of trouble. It swung back in a moment. Hyber somehow takes him down, and Kazna crew hold on again. This is unbelievable stuff.
Absolutely fantastic play from an Evil Panda Squad. Absolute quality tank-on-tank action. I mean, that was unbelievable. Runes came in just at the right moment to do the damage. Hyber was there on his reload, a 40-second reload of that 1390. Again, coming in at the right moment, managing to focus down New Multi-Show. The whole of Evil Panda Squad was on low HP. I think the problem with Evil Panda Squad's push them was a little bit premature. I think they should have waited a little bit, reset the fight a little bit more, and then just collapse on them from multiple sides. But we have got a cap, which Runes will undoubtedly be able to stop very easily. So Eclipse, the only one left on the side of Evil Panda Squad. It will be a win for the side of Kazna crew.
Look at these guys. They are so pumped up right now. That is unreal. To get the win on Abbey, that is amazing. I knew they were good at that map. I knew they had it, but I didn't expect it. And I'm one of their fans. I've got to admit it. I love the way they play. They're normally so proficient. They normally have such, typical tactics, but right then they tried something different. They didn't go for their usual play, and somehow they paid off, and they beat Evil Panda Squad on that map. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And I think, we've been talking about how Kazna crew are just the team that always has the damage spread out throughout. And the amount of damage they've taken, the amount of damage they've done. But this time round, Runes with 2.3k damage,
wow.
That 1390. I mean, that is the kind of individual performances you need at these offline events.
Insane.
Okay, you have your team play and stuff, but when a guy just comes around and just, over twice the amount of average damage you do in these kind of battles, then you just win. Rune's fantastic player, absolutely putting out all the stops for his team. And what can you expect from such a brilliant player and such a brilliant team? What did you think really went wrong for Evil Panda Squad? I mean, they looked so strong at the beginning, especially considering New Multi-Show in that 5100 was taken to 800 HP,
yep.
And then he was spoken down by Zenith in that 1390. So that tank was completely removed from the battle. They definitely had the advantage, but they just couldn't use it.
It was when they pushed. The initial thing is, right, when the exchange happened on the cliff side, they had the advantage there. They bottlenecked them in. They got the good fire connections. There was no trouble there. Then they got a little bit too overzealous. They pushed a little bit too aggressively for my likings. As you said, they could have waited out a bit, used the advantage that they had a little bit more. They pushed into what they were using as their advantage. They literally went into the bottleneck, allowed the 2 players. Hyper came around, further fire came in, and it was just trouble. There was no need to push in that relentlessly. But the point is, you're now at land. Everyone's emotions are sky high. It's hard to stay calm. It's hard to make those right calls, because it can be the difference between a win and a loss. That step forward, that one step too far, that cost them the game in my eyes in this map. That could be their undoing here. It's as simple as that. Whoever gets those 3 maps, it's as simple as that. It's unreal. The pressure on these guys is mounting. Kazna crew dealt with it perfectly. Evil Panda Squad, I felt, crumbled a little bit in the decision making then.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, a couple of communications problems perhaps. I think they took the bait a little bit. They kind of tunnel visioned. They saw a couple of tanks on low HP, and they just charged in to see what they could do. So that was a couple of problems. And I mean, Kazna crew weren't exactly the most proficient then. Pointer.
No, definitely not. They didn't play beautiful World of Tanks. No way, shape or form. But they managed it.
Exactly.
When it came down to it, they landed the shells they needed to, and that's what counts. But we are into tank picking. What are we seeing so far?
So we are onto tank picking on steps. Double T1 for both teams. Double AMX 1390 for both teams. Actually, they're both going for the same lineup altogether. Double T69 from both teams again. 1390 last pick for Evil Panda Squad. Can see if perhaps the side of Kazna crew are going to go for that T69 or that French Tier 8 light tank again. They're going to go for the same So it's going to be another mirrored lineup, triple AMX 3090, double T69, double T1 for Evil Panda Squad and Kazna crew. Going to be interesting to see how this one works out. New multi-shows playing the T69, Hyber playing the AMX 1390. We saw this last time. They're kind of teams that pick the same lineups just because they know they're reliable, they know they can do the job. So why would you experiment anything? You know, Dinova experimented with the Pershing, didn't work at all. It did like no damage at all. It got absolutely destroyed. It was a little bit out of position as well, but it's just interesting to see that.
Yeah, indeed. And we've got to bear in mind these guys are now ready to get underway into the second map, which will be Steps. And welcome into the second map now. It will be Steps. The choices have been made, the picks have been made, and we are ready to go. So, starting in the north, in the blue, it will be Evil Panda Squad, who are currently not sitting too pretty at the moment. Whereas in the south of this map, in that golden yellow, it will be Kazna crew, the underdogs, who have stepped up so much. It's been unbelievable. These guys are really doing work. So looking at Evil Panda Squad so far, they really are spreading the attention everywhere. Poto Mako and Eclipse going off towards the it's the 2 and 3 area, just sitting down, making sure there's no counter push through there. Whereas the vast amount of Evil Panda Squad will be towards the 8 and 9 line. So Dark Dawn and Sony going head to head very early on. And let's see exactly who's going to edge ahead here.
So Dark Dawn and Sony have gone next to each other. This is pretty standard stuff here. Just getting the proxy spots out. They don't want to leave the other team for that position. They want to give them that advantage straight away. Runes and Hyber have kind of probed forwards a little bit. They're trying to find an angle onto Ace in their MX 3090. Narlam and Still Mojo are also there. So they've got to be careful and wary of those two absolute beasts in the T69s. So both teams going over towards the trench side, not wanting to give that one up. Kazna crew have got a couple of T1s towards the left, ready to spot out any maybe cheesy push from the side of the Evil Panda Squad. And as do our Evil Panda Squad, they also have those tanks over there as well. So he's deciding to move out from that position. He's got Zenith in the background to back him up in case Rune does try a couple of sneaky shots. He will do. He will actually connect the first one, tracking him, but no damage.
Yeah, indeed. EGS just about getting away there. 858 left with him. And now Pointer and Zenith will pick up the mantle, lay down some fire, or at least try to, and they see that little opponent peer its head around the corner. It is Runes that they know is just over there. You can see it's literally the defilades of the hills, the slight angles that are keeping them in basically safe cover. So EGS is the only one so far to receive any real damage. Other than that, it's all pretty much all even. Still, those two tanks do wait to the right, but the vast majority of the firepower will be with EPS, and it will be by that 7 and 8 area. But who do you think is going to really break this one? Because it seems like Evil Panda Squad are actually retracting back from here.
Yeah, they know that the Kazna crew have the advantage from the south. It's a slightly better position in many respects towards the late game. At the beginning, obviously, because you have this this hill right here, you can kind of snipe over it with the T69s. But as you go on, this position with the rock and the kind of little kind of peninsula, I guess you could call it, that comes out, which Runes and Hyber are occupying, you can really push around and find some really good angles. So Evil Panda Squad not wanting to get into that situation. Beko spotting out Poto Mako as well. We might land actually a couple of shells here. We might just retreat, opting for the latter straight away. But Pilauda's going to be there to deal with any spots. So he can actually just retreat there with pretty safe hands. And that will give Kazna crew the cue to push forward. They know that they're not there. Still Mojo to take the first one, but now Ace is going to take a lot.
Yeah, indeed, they are in trouble. Here comes the return fire, finally coming in from Narlam, laying it down, taking EJS down to 339 right now. And well, Evil Panda Squad gave just enough rope for Kazna crew to possibly hang themselves with at the moment. Hyber pushing further around. Pointer, Zenith, New Multishow and EJS just laying in wait, using the defilade of this hill just to peer over the top. Not trying to give too much away. They want to play smart here. They want to play safe. Looking for the way through now. So just peering across. They know where the opposition is. They can't quite push over. They're playing passively this time.
Yeah, they are going to play passively. They don't want to lose another game like they did previously. Definitely not healthy for them to go 2-0 down against Kazna crew. But now Kazna crew are pushing forwards.
Yeah, indeed. Risky play coming through, challenging the likes of New Multishow right now. Damage is flooding towards Kazna crew, who've been taken down low. Now he has to retract back, allow Zenef to peer over, try and pick up the mantle. Hyber now pushing in. This is unbelievable play from Kazna crew. Veko going down to 9-0-2. Hyber receives the next shell, but Hyber has taken down EJS. Hyber now pushing further forward, looking towards Pointer. It doesn't matter. Zenef comes around from the rear. Veko comes through, and it's absolute mayhem, folks. Veko is in trouble. He's got to get on to Pointer if they want to take this. Rune splits off. New Multishow still sitting pretty. Veko, 200 HP left. Gets down the defile of the hill. That might just save him for a second, as now they are looking to take this one even further. Kazna crew are battered black and blue, but they're still looking to do work. New Multishow has claimed Veko, and look at this, centimeters away from Narlum. Neither can do the damage yet. Narlum knows it. He's focused his fire towards the players he can do work towards, as New Multishow is little to no threat, but Potomako being taken low as well. This is unbelievable stuff.
Absolutely fantastic play by both teams. New Multishow reacting like an absolute beast. Who's going to reload first? That's the question. It's all about the reload. I think New Multishow is going to get it.
And he does do indeed. Takes down Narlum, the opposing T69 there. Potomako now in trouble. Down to 90 HP. Paluda is the one applying that pressure towards him, but it doesn't matter. Potomako steps up, takes him down. Dark Dawn and Rune's the next target in Potomako's eyes. Getting involved now, takes down another. Eclipse chimes in onto Dark Dawn. Runes is now dancing in between the bushes and the rocks. New Multishow is swinging around as well. This is unreal play coming out from these guys. They're going so aggressive. Runes is in a little bit of trouble there. A little bit of damage dealt. Dancing through, dancing round. And with 4 minutes and 35 on the board, he is needing help here. He can see New Multishow is pushing in the superstar from Evil Panda Squad. Fire comes in left, right and centre. 491, 5 HP, but it's enough. He gets one, but goes down quickly to New Multishow. Now it's all into Eclipse's hands with little to no luck. It is the Evil Panda Squad show right now, and they brought it back all even. Incredible stuff.
Absolutely fantastic play for Evil Panda Squad, reacting to that very aggressive movement from Kazna crew with absolute pure precision. I mean, you can't really ask for anything else apart from that massive firefight on steps. We all love it and we all want to see it, but Evil Panda Squad, that reaction time, man, look how much damage New Multishow.
2,393 damage.
Absolutely fantastic.
Insane. Potomako is the only one near him on 1.6. This man is a beast right now, and I think Kazna crew just got a bit of a rude awakening there. That was their wake-up call. They've got to kind of go, okay, guys, what just happened? Why did that not work out? What did we do wrong? And it was just literally New Multishow going, all right, this is my time to shine. I've been quiet until now.
All right, boys.
I've just arrived, I've woken up, I had my coffee, and now I'm ready to go. This is what we are here for, and these guys look certainly ready to go for it.
So we've had Runes do over 2k damage in our first game, Abby. We've had New Multishow doing over 2k damage on steps just now. So who's going to step up and do even more? Is someone going to do like 3k damage in this next map, which will be Prokhorovka? It's going to be hard, but if someone does it, that will be really, really amazing. But yeah, I think Evil Panda Squad just showed, Kazna crew that you can't be always so aggressive. And when you do be aggressive like that, you have to follow through with it. Because I think the problem then for Kazna crew was the fact that Runes was still on 1.1k HP at the end. You never want to be in a situation where every single one of your tanks is dead, but you've got one tank on full HP, because that means that tank has just not been, taking the damage. It's not been around. Right. You can have 5 tanks on 100 HP, but you can't have 1 tank on full HP. It just doesn't make any sense. And then when he actually had his time to shine on full HP, he didn't push onto Potomako. He should have done. He should have taken that 99 HP MX3090 down. Then he could have run away, and then he could have easily destroyed New Multishow in that T69. As long as he only took 1 shell from Potomako, obviously that T69 can't do over 1,000 damage unless you're quite lucky. So yeah, I think that could have gone both ways, but Evil Panda Squad's experience just coming into effect.
Yeah, it certainly did. Now we will be looking towards the next map. Now, who do you think this one favors more?
I think it's going to favor neither. I'm going to say that. I'm going to be on the fence completely about this one.
Okay.
Because that game wasn't really about the map. That game was just about experience, I think, more than anything else. But it's very much about how these teams can play as a whole, as opposed to their single parts. Although the last 2 battles have been more about the single players than the team. But Prokhorovka, we've seen some interesting matches on. I think Kazna crew perhaps a little bit more shaky on this map than Evil Panda Squad.
Right.
But it's hard one to call. I think if anything, it's going to be about that opposites of the map. You know, you have the right side, you have the left side. Who's going to be able to lay down that damage? Who's going to be able to use the T69 to greatest effect? Because I think, you know, the AMX 1390 steals the show in quite a lot in many respects, but that T69 is the most important tank on a team. It's the tank that really clutches the batches. It's the tank that gets the reload quickest. It's the tank that brawls the most. So really look out for that. Really look out for that T69. Tank picking has started. AMX 1390 T1 from both teams. T1 and then another AMX 1390 in T1. So at the moment, following the trend of today, which is just mirrored lineups from both, and then we see a T69 ×2 from Kazna crew, and expecting to see the same from Evil Panda Squad. And we'll have to see if they're going to do that. Deliberating, obviously, within the team, wanting to see if they can counter anything from Kazna crew, see if they can step it up for anything they have to offer. But we're expecting mirrored lineups here. So, what are you expecting here? Kazna crew, Evil Panda Squad?
I don't know. Right now it's all even, it's all square. And I don't know if this map really suits one more than the other. As you said, they're both not too proficient here in the nicest way. This is not a great map for either side. So right now, I don't know. If Kazna crew can calm down and not go stupidly aggressive again, I reckon it could be theirs. I think it's all down to how they play this in the crunch moments, because the first map was won because Evil Panda Squad had no sort of discipline. Second map, same again. Evil Panda Squad pushed back far enough, reset themselves, and allowed Kazna crew to push forward because they knew they were confident and punished them for it. Now it's all square. I think we'll go back to Kazna crew now.
Yeah, it's a good call. So last two picks from both teams. Double T69 from Evil Panda Squad. Last pick from Kazna crew will be the AMX 1390. And the same will come from Evil Panda Squad. So triple AMX 1390, double T69, double T1 is the standard pick on this map for all teams. Although, you know, Dragonborn did experiment with the Lorraine and the artillery, but it didn't work out so well for them. So team's not going for that one anytime soon.
No, indeed. It was a bit of a risky one, especially in the relegations, but they thought I'd give it a try. It was worth seeing it, to be fair, but it just didn't pay off. So, ladies and gents, it is all even, and how many of you predicted this? I do not know. I can't believe what we're seeing here today. This is why these events are so incredible. Just watching these teams really give it everything they have. And I love seeing it. We've seen two teams who people just never thought would step up this far, step up this much. It's unreal. And just looking at the players, I love these guys, but I never thought I'd see them in this position. I'm glad I have. Just watching some of these guys step up so much. New Mulcho being one, but every single player is proving their worth at this moment.
Every single one of them is. It's one cog, but they all make up a watch. It's just so incredible to watch.
Oh, that was a cheesy statement there. Woo!
Yeah.
It's all coming out now.
It's, as we progress throughout the day and tomorrow, it's going to get even more cheesy. The teams are going to get more serious. We're going to get more cheesy. So both teams are ready. Evil Panda Squad and Kazna crew. We're ready to go in. The next map will be Prokhorovka. Steps was just taken down by Evil Panda Squad. What are we going to see here? We're going to have to find out.
Yep, get ready to go into Prokhorovka. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third map. It will be Prokhorovka. We'll be seeing in the south golden yellow color, Kazna crew facing off against the blue Evil Panda Squad in the north. Now, it's all square. It's all even at the moment. 1-for-1 in maps, as you can see at the top there. So now this is the defining moment that we need to take one of these sides a little bit further forward in this matchup. So, what are we seeing so far from these two?
So Evil Panda Squad going towards the middle area with their double T69s, trying to get those early held down shots. Kazna crew doing the same as they did against D-Nova at the beginning when they managed to focus out Phoenix, and they will find Zenith there exactly the same. Then we might see an engagement early on here.
Yeah, we might do indeed. Zenith, if he's not careful, will be in trouble. Veko is not far away. Neither is Hyber. Pointer gets some good fire down. Runes will take down Eclipso. Veko now focused out. Down to 888. This is a bit of a dangerous situation for Kazna. Do not go too aggressive, guys. You've got to be careful. Potomako now the next target. 406. He's being focused out by Kazna Crew. They've got to be cautious though. They saw what happened last time they went too aggressive, but look at Zenef pushing straight forward, taking the fight towards Hyber. This is unbelievable. Once again, Hyber goes down at the hands of Potomako as Evil Panda squad apply more pressure and just further their damage done to Kazna Crew, but they've got to now be careful. They've allowed Kazna Crew a step forward. Still Mojo, still alive and kicking. Veko in the mix, Rune still standing. And now, can they hold on here? Still Mojo gets fired towards New Multi-Show. Again, more shells connect. Kazna Crew are working this one back. Every single shell is working right now. Down Zenef. New Multi-Show down to 355. Point to the next target. And he's almost out of there. 151. He's taken out. He's put to bed by the Kazna Crew boys, who are now just applying further pressure and absolutely demolishing the opposition. New Multi-Show is now literally the target of 4 players from Kazna Crew, as only a small tiny rock provides cover on 121 HP. His teammates are nowhere to be found. They're cowering back in the corners. EGS finally gets into the action, but it's not gone well.
Yeah, it's not gone well at all. That brilliant Kazna Crew strategy, breaking the meta game of Prokhorovka once again, finding Potomako early on, managed to kill him. Evil Pan squad reacted well, pushing around, but now Roots is going to come behind. New Multi-Show takes down Still Mojo, but there's a reply from Veko. Palauda's going to come in as well, but AC still on 100% HP.
Yeah, he is indeed. He's probably be the next little bit of a target here. As Paluda to take the fire towards him, gets one shell towards him, doesn't connect. 866. Rune's was actually taken out by Potomako, as now they've got to get this one in the bag. 611 left on EJS. They are literally exchanging blow for blow. Paluda coming out the better of that one, taking him out there. And Kazna Crew once again stamping their authority on this game. We thought that, well, the aggressive nature that caught them off guard would not pay off again, but Evil Panda Squad had nothing for them. And now the final blow will come from Runes, running himself right into the face of Sony. And this is what Kazna Crew can do. This is the team we knew can step up, and they look good for this one. Wow, what a bit of play.
What a fantastic bit of play from Kazna Crew. That initial exchange, I mean, it was almost like Evil Panda Squad didn't watch the battle against Denova, where Phoenix got taken out straight away in the 30-90. Yep. They didn't seem to react to that. I mean, Potomako, he got quite lucky because he was a 195 at the end of that exchange, but he was on so low HP. Evil Panda Squad reacted well. They came around, they took down Hyber. That was a good piece of play from them. But then they should have retreated, because as soon as they got behind that rock with 269s, it was way too big. It was way too small. The rock was way too small. The tanks were way too big, and it just ended up with New Multi-Show and Pointing. You know, kind of a miscommunication between the two. They should have both reversed out and tried to go for that engage on the 2 flanking T69s. Didn't manage to do that. They got focused down, or taken very low, and then eventually focused down. And then the kind of fragmented Evil Panda Squad had no answer for the might of Still Mojo in that T69. Even though he was on low HP, flanking round, Ace came in too late. Ace came in too late with that MX 1390, 100% HP once again, and just couldn't do anything. Couldn't make it count.
Nothing you can do against that.
No, nothing you can do against that. And it's again that thing where you should never have one tank on 100% HP. It's like Runes on that previous game on his MX 3090. It was 100% HP, tried to make it count at the end, couldn't do it, and you know, it all fell apart from there.
It did indeed. So the scoreline currently is 2-1 here. We are seeing Kazna Crew really upsetting things. This is not what anyone expected to see. Kazna Crew have previously beaten these guys, but on LAN, Evil Panda Squad have always been the one to watch. So this is insane stuff coming out so far. So we are getting ready to go into the tank picking in just a moment for Himmelsdorf. That will be the next map. So who do you think this one favors?
You know, Evil Panda Squad played very well against Denova. They're the team we expected to lose on Himmelsdorf. They actually ended up winning by quite some margin. So just looking at that result and how well they played there, I would say it would be definitely the side of Evil Panda Squad that can take this. Although it's so shaky. Kazna Crew have been playing very well. I think they actually ended up winning that one as well. So they both got a win on Himmelsdorf. But, you know...
But would you count Evil Panda Squad's win as a normal win, though?
No, exactly. It's not it. I mean, they just played spectacularly, and it wasn't really like a Himmelsdorf strategy. It wasn't a normal Himmelsdorf strategy. So I think they obviously can't play that tactic twice, because Kazna Crew would have watched it. So in terms of the normal play between these two teams, it's going to be a lot closer than the previous game. I want to see that hill fight. I want to see that hill engagement with the T69s and those TT1s. I want to see how that one plays out, because that's pretty much the most interesting part of Himmelsdorf. It's where all the action goes on at the beginning. So 50-50 tank picking has started. Double AMX 5100 for both, 2 T1s as well. T1 IS3, for Evil Panda Squad. Whilst Kazna Crew going for the T1 and AMX 5100 again. The latest pick for Evil Panda Squad, the 5100 and the IS3. No team going for that T32 as of yet. It didn't go so well last time, so I don't think teams are going to go for that one too much anymore. IS3 T69 from Kazna Crew, just waiting on Evil Panda Squad. We're expecting normal tanks, and they are taking them. This is Himmelsdorf, our archetypal city map. I think maybe a 110 would be the most exciting pick on this. Last pick for an Evil Panda Squad is the AMX 5100. So they're going for the triple AMX 5100 IS3 T69, which is quite interesting because usually we only see 2 of those French tanks opting for 3. So they'll have plenty of damage to play with.
Yeah.
But once they're reloading, they're pretty screwed. Like, you know, if you have a 50-second reload on that thing, you're going to have to run away. You have to get out of those situations. But it is just about fast enough to run away and get out of there. So the IS3 will be the last pick from the side of Kazna Crew, going for the normal double AMX 5100, T69, double IS3, double T1. So they're going for the more standard lineup, while Evil Panda Squad going for something a little different, although it's questionable how different that is. These are 2 teams, Evil Panda Squad, Kazna Crew. At the moment, Kazna Crew leading 2-1. I think Evil Panda Squad are going to take it here. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I know Kazna Crew are good on this map, but they're not fantastic. It's not one that really suits them at times. But I don't know what to make of Evil Panda Squad so far, because I haven't seen them actually, like, in their element on this. They always seem to be pulling out kind of cheesy strats. You know what I mean? It's not quite the, you know, hard fought for things to me just as of yet. And I want to see that they'll have to really battle this one out, because when Kazna Crew played this, it wasn't such a, you know, easy push. It wasn't just a, let's really catch him off guard, let's go Spale into this. It wasn't that. It was something very, very different. So my money right now is on Kazna Crew. It's the first time I'm going to back them, so hopefully they don't actually lose on this one. Normally I'm all about my Kazna Crew love, but there's no crew love today. I think that I want them to do well here. I'd like them to do well, to be fair. I just think it comes down to the individual plays. I haven't seen them stand out on this map, but we can only find out this could be the defining map here, and it will be Himmelsdorf. So, welcome to the 4th map. It will be Himmelsdorf. We have been seeing these guys go toe-to-toe, but finally it's been Kazna Crew to edge ahead until possibly this point where Evil Panda Squad could bring it back all even with their rather defining victory they had before here. They might be able to repeat it, but they will be starting in the south in those lovely blue colors, but in the north in the gold and yellow. It will be the one and only Kazna Crew. So what are we seeing so far from these 2?
Kazna Crew doing the same thing as they did previously, pushing Dark Dawn with that IS3 towards the standard position right in front. Hybers to his right. Kazna Crew not going for that hill push like they did last time. Well, they didn't do it last time either, but like normal. Still Mojo's there, Vecco's there as well. Pretty much the whole of their team is towards that right area. Rune's taking up position, that 5100 along the 1-2 line in the kind of abandoned railroad place. Aside of Evil Panda Squad, pretty standard stuff as well, although you usually see the team spread at least one IS3 towards the Banana Road. New multi-show Potomac and his 5100s there to provide the firepower. Remember, Evil Panda Squad have the extra 5100, so they will be able to deal a hell of a lot more damage than the side of Kazna Crew if it does come to a proper slogging match. So bear that in mind. Pointer's going to be taking up the IS3 line, while Ace is to his right. What are you oh, Pointer just takes a big shot.
Yeah, I was about to say, what do you expect? Well, I expect Evil Panda Squad to be a little bit more cautious this time. They're not doing what they did before, certainly. This is a very different matter between these 2. They do want to play this one out properly. Even if it's a little bit of an adaptive play, they cannot just go throwing caution to the wind here. Already receiving that much damage towards one of the IS3s is a big blow to them. They can't just go straight into it. But Runes has once again received a shell, being taken down in the train station almost here. Down that 1 and 2 line. Actually, another shell will land. 805 left on Runes. And he's got to be careful. He's not retracted back in any way, shape or form. Oh, he's been obliterated there. Being taken down so low by these guys. And Evil Panda Squad working it back, 24 HP. That's all he has right now. And Evil Panda Squad adapting accordingly. Pointer getting the hell out of there, as is EJS. But Runes is just trying to stay alive right now.
Runes has got to stay alive. He got set on fire, now he's down to 24 HP. You can see Kazna immediately reacting to that. They know those 5100s. They did an excellent job sniping against Runes, are probably reloading at this point. But, you know, it's kind of an ill thought through position from Kazna there. And I don't think, you know, on a map like Himmelsdorf that it's going to be easy for Kazna to come back here. But they've been on the back foot before, and they've managed to claw their way back in. But you can see the whole of Evil Panda Squad are trying to get some sniping shots. No connection so far.
No, certainly not. Numocho is at the front, Pointer just behind. You can see these guys literally lining up to wait to receive Kazna. Numocho is adapting around, trying to play carefully enough not to show their full hand and give everything away. So they know where Kazna are. They're only moments out of this, and that breaking point is not far off here. Hyber, though, shows his face, receives a shell. 1-0-54 left onto Hyber, as that was probably dealt by Numocho, the man of the moment, who's always been stepping up. But will they expect so much pressure from like Sapoto Mako if he steps around just another inch? And this is a real kind of like battle between these two. Look at this, it's a standoff. No one wants to be the first one to break. No one wants to be to cost this game. This could be the defining moment for Kazna, and this could be the downfall of Evil Panda Squad.
Yeah, Hyber's going to try and move around. He's going to be the key player on this team. He's going to try and work his way into this. Pointer and Ace are pushing forwards. He got Zenith from behind, and I think they're going to try and focus out Runes if they can. He's going to get a couple of sniping shots. Zenith takes one. Numocho kills Palauda. Are they going to manage to do this? Are they going to flank onto them? More shells coming out from the side of Evil Panda Squad. Hyber's starting to look towards that flanking maneuver, but you've got Poto, Mako, and New Multishow. These teams don't want to get flanked. These teams do not want to get surrounded. Poto Mako takes a 373 as well, so he's got to reverse and get out of there. There's a big shot from Still Mojo, although below average damage, which is 390 from that 122mm.
Yeah, very tentative situation here. It's going to be going right down to the wire. Whoever dares to move forward here. You can see the likes of Pointer and EJS pushing up in those IS3s. Not a massive deal, you know, the way they're positioning. They can't get too hammered right now. But Zenith and Numocho have to be careful. Poto Mako is making his way back towards their own flag, just to be careful, just to deny any easy rotate around. And you do see the guys just kind of trying to surround them as much as they can, trying to find a way in here, trying to find the best route through. But we do see Evil Panda Squad actually backing off as well. And well, it's not a bad idea, because I do believe Narlan's actually made his way to the cap point. This will cause an effect. This could be the breaking moment for these sides. Poto Mako is on the case. 1:29 on that board. It probably won't be a cap, but we're going to have to see who's going to be the one to get those shells connecting.
Who's going to do that? That is the question. Still Mojo's got to be careful there. And now we can see Zenith and Poto Mako push around.
Yeah, Zenith does receive a shell. Poto Mako makes the reply onto Hyber, but the further damage is being dealt towards Pointer and EJS. Still Mojo laying that down. Dark Dawn and Veko now joining on the fun, chasing them out there, but also being careful. They can't push around too far. Oh, massive damage received. 428 left on Veko. Dark Dawn as well. Not going too low right now, but Numocho still alive and kicking. 1-0-0-1 left on him. Oh, there comes the frag. Poto Mako Zenith just annihilating Kazna right now, dismantling them piece by piece and keeping hope alive as Dark Dawn goes down. Still Mojo now surrounded by the opposition. He can barely breathe in this situation. He's got one. He's got another shell coming through. Can he somehow claim this? I don't know if he can. I don't think it's even possible. 316, 11 HP. He is being taken out of this picture and put to bed. This is unreal. Somehow Evil Panda Squad have pulled it back again. These guys are not giving up without a fight. They brought it back all even now. This is incredible.
Absolutely fantastic play for Evil Panda Squad. And guess what, guys? We are right. We got a 3-2 here. This is amazing. I mean, Evil Panda Squad showing exactly why they're the more experienced teams on city maps. Our prediction was right. They are the city map kings here. Absolutely destroying Kazna. I mean, really, really well played. Kazna a little bit too offensive, and I think the problem at the end of the day was the fact they didn't have that 5100 there. I mean, Runes, he did a fair amount of damage towards the end, but it was already a little bit too late. He did about 826 throughout the whole battle.
Right.
And, you know, once you've gone that 24 HP left on that 5100 and you can't push it in, then it's really hard to push in. I mean, really, really hard.
Yeah.
Because if they had the extra 5100, they could have pushed it round onto that initial engagement, and they could have really done some damage from behind, and that would have won them the battle. And you know, even allowed New Multi-Show to push around and take down Narlum in that T1 who was capping. And it wouldn't have happened if they had the 5100 still on plenty of HP. So I think, you know, one little mistake within the first minute and a half of the game can cost you everything, folks. And you know, that's what it comes down to, the absolute wire.
Well, they are going to have a little sit around and chat about this, trying to focus out and make sure they're in the right mental place for this one. You can see that Evil Panda Squad do not want to drop this. They've just fought their way back into this game. It's all tied up now. Kazna Crew had the fantastic start, but no one expected it. But then again, I don't know what to make of these guys. They're so close in the way they're playing. It's going down to the split decisions. That's the difference here. It's whether they can hammer it out or whether they're going to crumble at the last second. And the defining map pretty much will be Ruinberg.
It will definitely be Ruinberg. I mean, couldn't ask for a better map. One of our new maps this season, defining whoever goes through to this round, well, to the next round, which will be tomorrow, to fight number 2 seed. Whoever wins will be the semi-finalists for the World Tanks Pro League Season 2. Obviously going for that 50k euros first prize finish. Second prize, you know, not quite as good as the 50k, so they definitely want to be getting that. But Kazna Crew and Evil Panda Squad absolutely matched in terms of skill, in terms of synergy, in terms of team play. You can't draw straws here. It's just impossible. They're just so close, and you can see, you know, Evil Panda Squad really rallying around Sony 43, the team captain of Evil Panda Squad. You know, I think what's really amazing about this team is that, you know, previously in Season 1, it was kind of like all about artillery, wasn't it? I mean, everything came into like clutch matches and, you know, people one-shotting here and there and everywhere. Now it's more about those tanks. And, you know, Sony, if anyone knows him and has watched him previously, not the best artillery player there. He pretty much hits nothing. You'll probably have a go at me later in the bar, but yeah, he doesn't really hit much. And Zenith is not that much better. So that's always been the problem with the Evil Panda Squad. So I'm pretty sure that they're happy of the changes in 8.6. But some serious discussions coming out. You can see New Multi-Show, Eclipse in the background. We've got Potomaki up to the top left, and Ace, the most vocal player you'll ever meet, with the glasses on to the left, and obviously Zenith in the background. So tight deliberations here. What do you think they're saying?
I do not know. I literally wouldn't want to guess. It must be discussing tactics or tank choices or how to play this one out, because, as you said, this is the difference between, you know, going forward to face off against one of the real big dogs. I don't know what they are up to, but they wanted to have a little team chat there. This is the defining map. This one could change everything for these guys. A team that no one expected to get here. They thought they'd go out in the first game. They've now made it all the way through. So, going to make sure they talk things through, make sure everything is in the right place, and get themselves back here to make sure they get the right picks in the right way to play out Ruinberg, because there has been a lot of adaptation through this tournament so far.
It certainly has, but we are going to be jumping into picks. Kazna Crew going first, taking the bait. T1 AMX 1390 coming from them. We saw them pick their double AMX 1390 last time. He actually lost this one against Dinova on Ruinberg, so they've got to be careful that they don't make the same mistakes. They didn't manage to get Veko with the 5100 into the fight, and that's going to be their focus, I think, this time around. They want to be getting him in there, really using that 1.4k HP and the insane amount of damage that SA-47 can do. Absolute fantastic gun. 100mm is absolute doom. No one wants to get into the front of that one. So seeing how that's going to play out throughout this one, just weighing on the side of Evil Panda Squad to pick next. Probably going to be the same thing. But, you know, Ruinberg is one of those maps where you can't really pick mirrored lineups, because from the north, definitely don't want to be picking more than one AMX 5100. From the south, you have the option of 2 because you've got more cover on the way to the village area. But we saw Evil Panda Squad push towards the city last time. Are we expecting the same here, or are they going to go through the village? I
don't know. In a map like this, or like a match, should I say, like this, where it is literally the difference between going forward and not, I don't think we're going to see like a cheesy strat coming out here. I don't think they're going to risk it. That's the difference. I just don't think they're going to go for that riskier choice. I think they'll play it safe. And everyone looks like they're enjoying the game so far. And I see everyone in the crowd enjoying what we're seeing at the moment, because this game is insane right now. And no one expected this. I can't stress it enough. But we do have another pick coming through.
So next pick from the side of Evil Panda Squad. T1 AMX 5100 for them. Going for that big heavy tank straight off the bat. Not messing about at all, these guys. Next pick from Kazna Crew. I think it's going to be probably the 5100 of Wells. They know that Evil Panda Squad picked the 5100, so that gives them the free reign to pick it as well. But we'll have to wait and see. what they're going to pick here, but I'm expecting a middle push from the AMX 1390s from both teams at least.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be really what Evil Panda Squad does. It's going to be their call towards the city or towards the village. I know they're the more confident team. We can see that on Himmelsdorf in the city areas. Well, Kazna Crew, I said, they're more confident towards the green open areas.
True.
So it's going to be that kind of binary opposite, T1, T69 being the next pick from Kazna Crew. So really going for that high burst damage from the T69, obviously the T1 there to do the spots. So everyone just getting everything ready. Runes wants everything in the correct position. He's like millimeters. He's probably got a ruler somewhere.
There's nothing wrong with that, all right? I used to do that. When I used to go to events, I used to measure the difference between the mouse, the keyboard, the screen, everything.
OCD.
Ah, please, please. In games like this, he's allowed to do it.
Okay.
So I've got to ask you, right? This is the defining map. This is the one that's going to take them further forward. Who's going to be the team to actually get this one now? We know what map it is. We know how they're playing. It's basically all even. Who's going to step up the furthest?
That is the question of the ages. I mean, both these teams have stepped up 2 maps apiece. I always said Evil Panda Squad are the better map, city map players, but again, Kazna Crew have really been playing their finest games here. So I honestly think it's going to come down to why. I don't think we're going to be seeing a walkover in any means, but I think it's going to be Kazna Crew. I don't know why, but I've just got a funny feeling. Maybe I should stop going towards those funny feelings because I usually just end up being completely wrong. But I'm honestly thinking Kazna Crew here.
Okay, so we've got a Kazna Crew fan in the audience, or next to me at least. We don't allow him in the audience. He's not allowed out of our little booth. We're like hidden away at the back of the stage because he's not allowed near the general public, basically. But we do see a couple more picks going out. What are we seeing at the moment?
So after that T69, T1 pick from Kazna Crew, Evil Panda Squad responded with the same. Before Kazna Crew went for the AMX 5100 and the T69. Evil Panda Squad going for the AMX 1390 and T69, last pick from Kazna Crew, the 1390, last pick from Evil Panda Squad, the 5100. So from the side of the Evil Panda Squad, we've got the double AMX 5100, the double T69, the AMX 1390, and the double T1. So really, really high firepower lineup. While the side of Kazna Crew going for something more standard, perhaps, double T69, double AMX 1390, AMX 5100, and those double T1s. So in terms of firepower, Evil Panda Squad takes a biscuit, but in terms of maneuverability and versatility, Kazna Crew definitely have it.
So ladies and gents, get ready to what could be the final map here. It will be Ruinberg. Let's get into this one. So welcome to the 5th and final map here between Evil Panda Squad and Kazna Crew. They're going neck to neck all the way here. From map 1 to map 4, it's been back and forth. Neither be able to break too far forward. So in the blue, in the south, it will be Evil Panda Squad facing off against the gold and yellow Kazna Crew in the north. And I'm seeing an interesting start from Evil Panda Squad. But what are you seeing from Kazna Crew so far?
Exactly the same as we saw previously, Dinova. Going towards the village area, Runes, Pelauda flanking Veko in the 5100, Hyber going for the middle spot, and still Mojo keeping it cool in the background, the T69, while Dark Dawn has gone towards the right egg. Zenith getting spotted straight away by Dark Dawn, so that kind of gives away the ticket for the side of Evil Panda Squad. Now Kazna Crew know full well what they are up to, and they've got to get out of there. Dark Dawn managed to avoid that shot quite nicely. But yeah, you can see how the whole of Evil Panda Squad have just gone for the city area, not catching out Kazna Crew. And I'm pretty sure both these teams knew that they would be doing this. But it's really interesting. So far we've seen 2 teams that have gone towards the village area, Dinova and obviously Kazna Crew, and then we saw Evil Panda Squad and Mouseport duke it out in the city. But we've never seen 2 teams that one goes to the city and one goes to the village. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
And I want to see how they intend to actually win this from this position. I've never seen a team actually win it from here in this sort of fashion. It's always been the other way around for me. So I'm going to have to see if they can actually prove me wrong in this. It'll be Numo, Cho, and Podomako just to make their way towards the opposing flag. Eclipse and Zenith doing just the same. Whereas just to the right, Pointer and EJS. So 1 man left by the flag being Sony. With 8 minutes and 17, they've got to have a trick up their sleeve here. They've got to have a reason for this madness. We're going to have to find out exactly what that is, because it's all going to come down to these moments and who can really step up when it matters. Numolcho has been laying down some fire, no connection so far, but that's just the blind shots coming through. They're able to do it, trying to clear out any possible lurking tier 1s by that flag. But what do you think Evil Panda Squad are doing here?
They're just testing the waters a bit. They're probably fully aware that the fact that Kazna crew is sitting back here, ready to take any kind of action against a push into the cap. You know, we've seen it before and we'll see it again, the kind of cheesy push into the Ruhenberg cap from the north, teams to piling everything in there and hoping that the opposition is towards the village area in their entirety. But obviously Kazna crew way too experienced for that. They got Dark Dawn to deal with any spots, still Mojo and Veko to deal the damage, so good play from them straight away. The rest of their team towards the village area, really trying to play it out there. They've got Pilaudo as well, providing some backup firepower. Runes is there in his AMX 3090, more for the middle spot though. Potomako showing his face once again. But at the moment, Evil Panda Squad just testing the waters, going backwards and forwards, seeing if they can find a way into the defenses of the Kazna crew. But I don't think they're going to find it this way. They're going to have to try and retreat, get themselves back, maybe go up towards the F road, or perhaps even just send the MX 3090s towards the 0 line, and then the 30, and then the MX 5100s up towards the middle. Try and get some crossfire on the go, see how that works out, and then reset the fight again. Because, you know, on Ruhenberg, it's all about those resets. Get the damage down, fine, that's all good, and then reset the fight. Get the damage down, reset the fight, and then you kind of whittle the opposition down slowly but surely, and then eventually you can just push in with your AMX 3090s, with your T69s, deal the final blow, and just take the win. And this is the win. This is not a win, this is the win.
It's such a close and tensive situation. No one wants to break that silence right now. Everyone is playing for that millisecond of difference, that one step too far to force the hand of the opposition, to play the retakes, to play everything that counts in this game. With 6 minutes and 5 seconds left on the board, it's all going to come down to moments like this of who can be the most disciplined, who can hold out the most, who can define the plays. We're just going to find out who's going to be the team to really make this one happen, because Evil Panda Squad seem very entrenched in. I think they're not looking to move too much here. They're literally waiting for the opposition to come to them.
They are indeed. They know that Evil Panda Squad, well, they know that Kazna crew have the upper ground, and, you know, people seem to forget that this is a tactical game. It's RTS with tanks, it's a first-person shoot with tanks. So the stuff like the upper ground, stuff like having cover and flanking, they all come into the equation. And Evil Panda Squad know it. They know that they can't push up the F-road. They know they'll get completely focused down by Runes and Pilauda in the MX 3090 and T69. So they can't do that. They could push back to their base, try and find Nala in that T1, take him out, and then start to think about what they want to do next. But they will encounter Hivo, who will be able to do some damage before retreating. But he's playing pretty frivolously. He's pushing forwards, trying to find some tanks, trying to get some spots out. But, you know, this is the game that counts. And I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a draw. I mean, it's obviously 5 minutes to go, but the first engagements, the first kind of shots, didn't really give any team the advantage. So maybe they'll be thinking, okay, we'll try something new. We know what the other team's going to do. We can try and come up with a good counter tactic, and we'll just push in from there. They want to be doing something stupid here.
Exactly, this is the biggest point. No one wants to make the mistake. And it comes down to the moments like this where they have to play cautiously, they have to play carefully. Evil Panda Squad are not looking to make a move out of this one. As you said, no initial damage was done, no advantage was gained, so why would they make a push here? That would be just stupid more than anything. They've got to play it exactly how they want to. They've been saying it from the start. They don't play to the opposition's, you know, weaknesses, they play to their strengths. And right now that's discipline, and it's paying off. They've all stayed alive, they haven't received a single fleck of damage, so they can just play it out, play it smart, and hope the Kazna crew don't pull off some absolutely insane moves.
Yeah, Kazna crew are expecting the push to come up this road, the B line from Evil Panda Squad. That's why they got Dark Dawn there, playing that T1. He's usually the heavy tank player, but obviously not going for that one this time round. Not going for the IS-3. It's not such a good tank on this map, in my opinion. A bit too slow, a bit too brutish, I think, is possibly the word. So both teams tentative, both teams not really wanting to do anything, not wanting to push out the boat here. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock. Hyper's still the most active on the side of Kazna crew, probably driven the most, like 4 or 5 kilometers. The guy is just absolutely flying around the map in the MX 3090, exactly what he should be doing, getting the spots out, making sure that he's got all the points, all the bases covered. making sure that Evil Panda squad can't whittle their way into this one from some unknown location. So nothing so far. Both teams know the gravity of the situation. Both teams know what this could mean for them.
Yeah, you say that though, but the T1s are looking a little bit reckless right now for Evil Panda Squad as they are making their way towards the cap. Oh my word, are they really going to be doing this right now? Eclipse and Sony sitting there. Zenith already receiving a shell. 765, 480 now. Dark Dawn laid in wait perfectly as you expected. But they're still going for this cap. 40 seconds and ticking. This is the defining moment between these two. Finally, Still Mojo shows his hand. Eclipse does get a time reset as he does receive a shell. Still Mojo though back and forth. Veko does take down Eclipse, and this is looking like they're actually going to go for this one.
They're going to go for it all hell for leather. Runes is going to push him from line. He's got Hyber in the back. New multi-show takes a couple more shells. The problem is basically that Kazna crew have the hull down. They have that wall in front, so Evil Panda squad can't really do anything about it. The base is also being captured, so at the moment Kazna crew have every advantage they could have. Still Mojo still sitting pretty, and the rest of the tank still on 100% HP. But obviously, Zenith has taken a lot. He's down to 480 in the AMX 3090. Hyber and Runes are going to split off to the left. They're going to try and do some flanking maneuver towards with those AMX 3090s. Narlam's sitting in that bush. He's going to be the one putting the pressure on Evil Panda squad for at least the time being. But now Hyber and Runes are going to add to that pressure. They're going to push in. They're going to try and get some good crossfire into the Evil Panda squad as they try and stop this cap. Will they manage to do that? Because I think that will be the defining thing. A little bit too late for them though. Ace taking down Dark Dawn, Narlam also getting taken down by Poto Mako, and now Runes and Hyber, they're a little bit out of position here.
Yeah, indeed. I don't think they expected Poto Mako to be there pretty much. It was a little bit of a cautious play from him. And now we do see the vast amount of Kazna crew making their way back towards their flag. We saw the little bit of a push down towards south, but as soon as they dropped, it was game over. So with 1 minute and 13 left on the board, who do you think's got the upper hand here?
Kazna crew definitely have the upper hand. I mean, okay, both teams have lost both T1s, and Hyber and Runes were out of position for a little while, but Kazna crew have the upper hand. They didn't have quite a lot more HP. 886 left on new multi-show, and Zenith is pretty much a two-shot at this point. That's where you can see them pushing. T69 is going to go first, but Hyber's going to go straight onto Zenith.
This is unbelievable. They're actually going to be committing here. Hyber down to 370. Fire coming in. New multi-show is there. Poto Mako is there. Zenith goes down. Paluda claims that one in the T69. 40 seconds and counting. Evil Panda squad have to be careful. Kazna crew have the advantage right now. Pointer making his way through. Challenging Hyber and Runes. Veko taking a shell. Down to 830. Pointer now in trouble. 250 left on him. Trying to make a shift forward, but he goes down. And oh my word, Evil Panda squad, are you really going to crumble at the last hurdle? Only 3 tanks remain for you. New multi-show 177. Looking at Hyber, 69 HP left. Can they take him down? Can they turn this situation on its head? EJS is desperate for this kill, and he cannot get it. He goes down, and Kazna crew look as though they might just take this one. Hyber going aggressive, looking to really rub salt into the wounds, and Evil Panda squad have fallen at the last hurdle, and Kazna crew have done this, folks. The team that no one expected to step up to this point, the team that no one thought could win at offline events have just turned up. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause. These guys have just shown you how to play this game.
From zero to hero, I think that's it. That is the message of the day. Kazna crew absolutely crushing Evil Panda squad in Ruinberg, and my feelings were right. They actually managed to do it. A couple of mistakes from Evil Panda squad, but no disastrous mistakes until the very last second. And I just think, a little bit of ill thought out stuff from Zenith. He went so low down to 400 HP in his AMX 1390, and that just put them in a bad position. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't get himself back into the game. That allowed Kazna crew to go forwards. They found Zenith because he couldn't retreat. He was on too low HP. Focused him out. That gave them tier 8 advantage straight up off the bat, and then it was just all over for them. Evil Panda squad struggled to try and get back into the game. Couldn't do it. 3-2 to Kazna crew. Brilliant.
And this means the world to these guys. I can't stress it enough. Everyone doubts them at these events, and this is what they needed. They needed this strong day here. They had a shaky result. They fought all the way through today, and I cannot believe how hard they just fought for that. That was incredible stuff from these guys. And I've got to say it, Evil Panda squad, we cannot say they didn't play well. They tried their hardest. They got it to the very last map. They challenged toe for toe throughout this entire day. And their first game, I don't think anyone will forget that result. But Kazna crew just turned up that little bit better.
They certainly turned up. I mean, absolutely fantastic. I thought Evil Panda Squad played really well at the beginning against Mousesports, but Kazna crew, they had the consistency. I mean, we kind of were like, oh,
Yep.
Evil Panda Squad are doing really well here. But, you know, in that back of my mind, I was like, wait a minute, Kazna crew, they have the consistency here. Like, Evil
Yep.
Panda Squad got a couple of surprising results with a couple of wins, but Kazna crew always were in the background, just consistently getting the damage down, consistently doing all the things that you need to win, which is, you know, focusing your targets, making sure you don't get too much damage, making sure that nobody's got too much HP. That was always in the back of my mind, and it all came together beautifully on Ruinberg. A fantastic win. Very, very big congratulations to you guys. Definitely deserved.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has expected the results we've seen so far today, but I certainly want to hear from the guys who have just about proven everybody wrong. Any expectations you may have had have just been thrown out the window, because, guys, I can imagine on stage there's going to be a very happy Kazna crew standing with our delightful host. So let's find out exactly how it went down.
Well, that was a marathon if I ever saw one. Guess what? Back here with Still Mojo yet again. You know, it's your own fault. You keep winning. So
Here I am again.
that's right. Now, I want to just cast our minds back just quickly to Prokhorovka. I want to cast our minds back quickly to Prokhorovka when you played. You managed to pull EPS into the middle of the map behind that small rock, and you just gunned them down. How did you manage to get in the driver's seat in that situation? How did you manage to force them into that position?
Well, we had initial positions how to play, but when the game started to go bad for us, we just counted what they're doing. Shells, movements, everything, and we pushed where we saw we're weak. And that was it.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people were thinking, what's going on? They all sort of got drawn out and you managed to gun them down. So, of course, the final map was Ruinberg. And very interesting bit of play that we saw. You guys went straight to the field, went straight out to the village, and we saw EPS go straight to the city. How do you respond when you know, because you spotted them early on, how do you respond to that tactic knowing that you're both on the opposite side of the map?
But the point is, everyone using sixth sense, so they knew what we spotted, we knew what they spotted, and then after that it was just the play. Will we see some mistake and weakness? Will they see some mistake and weakness? They thought they saw weakness and tried to use it, but it was actually bait.
Yes, well, evidently it was a bait. Well, look at this. Kazna crew are going to be advancing through. They qualified for tomorrow for getting this way through the winners bracket, if I'm not mistaken. We have got some losers bracket games coming up for you. There is still the opportunity for some of the teams that were vanquished earlier on to come back for their chance to play tomorrow. So stay tuned. We're going to a commercial break. Don't go anywhere. This is the ESL CM Storm Arena bringing you the World of Tanks Pro League Finals of Season 2. We'll be back in a second.